Hey Bethel family, welcome to Kid Connect. We're so excited to see you guys here this morning. What you doing?
I've got a rock.
You have a rock.
It's
Why do you have a rock?
You want to see the other side of the rock?
I do.
Boom.
Whoa, look at that.
Look at
That's a
that.
special rock.
Do you know who made this rock?
You.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you
that.
did.
That's pretty good, huh? I surprised myself,
You
actually.
did a really good job.
Now, I didn't just bring this to show off. I've got a story to tell today. So, one of my stories in the whole Bible is David and Goliath. Do you know them?
I do know. Yes, I've heard
good.
of them.
Now, while a lot of people focus on the part where David takes out Goliath, I want to focus on part of the story that's right before that.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds
All
great.
right. So, David, he was his dad, actually I can hold this. His dad says, hey, your brothers, they're at war. You know, there's this giant war going on between the Israelites and the Philistines, and they're at the Valley of Elah. Right, and so they're in this, and they're both kind of just looking at each other, and they were in this standoff for a long time, and so Jesse, you know, David's father says, "Hey, I want you to go see your brothers because his brothers are off to war. David is the runt or the youngest, and so he's back just watching the sheep, and so he goes and he brings pizza to his brothers in the army.
That's right, pizza.
Yes, well, I mean the Bible says bread and cheese, but I don't know about you, but when I get bread and cheese, I'm immediately going to make a pizza. So, so we'll add a little bit of we're just creativity, trying to see, you know. Yeah. But now he brought food to his brothers, and he walks up. David walks up, and he sees Goliath come out from the Philistine army, and he's cursing God. He's cursing God's people, and basically the two armies had decided, or at least the Philistines did, we're going to do a one-on-one battle. You know, a one-on-one just fight. Whoever wins, they win that battle. They win the war, and that's what it is. Mm-hmm. And so Goliath comes out, and of course no one wanted to fight him.
Because he was huge.
He was huge. He was a big guy. So imagine The Rock, but bigger. All right? Dwayne Johnson, I don't know if he's he's the biggest guy I can think of at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Or John Cena. Okay, so imagine that kind of big. You know, or if you've ever been to an NBA game and seen LeBron James, who played for the Heat right around where we are, the dude is huge, right? And Goliath was bigger.
Yeah.
You know, so
he was big.
He was a big guy, and so of course no one wanted to fight him.
Right.
Not only was he big, but he was a veteran soldier.
Yeah.
This is what he did for a living, and so, but David, he's out there and he hears this person cursing God's people, cursing God, and making fun of all of them, and saying, "Come on, who's going to fight me?" And all the Israelites are
hiding.
I mean, even the king at the time of the Israelites was Saul, and Saul's still in his tent. And he's got no champion, and Saul's not going out there.
No.
And so David, he goes, "Excuse me, how long has this been going on?" And he starts asking around, and he finds out that there's all these rewards for the person who will go out and fight. That Saul's looking for someone, and all these things. And David goes, "I'll do it. I'll go fight him." You know, and so the story
he's just a kid.
David goes and gets his he's a somewhere between early teens to younger, somewhere in there was David at this time. And he goes and gets some rocks for his sling. But before, that's why I had the rock. But before he goes out, in the part that we all know, the actual battle where David wins, there's this moment in the tent, right, where he goes to the king's tent. He goes to Saul, and Saul looks at him and at first is, "No, I'm not just going to send a child out to their death."
Right.
No. And David looks at him and goes, "Excuse me, that Philistine has made fun of my God, and so I'm not going alone. I'm a shepherd. I've been watching my sheep. When I'm out there was a lion. I kicked that lion's butt. All right, he's gone. Then when the lion came, a bear came. Bear also, boom, knocked out of the park. He's out of here." And if I can defeat a lion and a bear, this Philistine is no different. And so Saul let me go because I got this with God on my side. Right. It's not just me going. And a lot of times we miss because it's a small little story inside this overarching story, but it's so cool, and I feel like it's so relevant right now because we're all kind of stuck by ourselves or with our families. And David, for a good portion of his life, while his brothers were sent off to do all these important things, David was out in a field alone. But he didn't just sit there and do nothing. He didn't just sit there and play video games on his rock. You know, he wasn't just playing Fortnite. He wasn't playing Fortnite doing the floss. I can't do this. Did I do it?
Oh, that's a nice try.
Is that it?
Oh yeah, you got that.
I got it. Why are you making fun? That was a good floss.
That was perfect.
David took that time to grow, to get stronger. He spent that time with God. You know, he spent that time writing songs about God and praying and also physically preparing himself.
Right.
Like he fought off a lion and a bear to protect those sheep. He did house responsibilities. He grew. He didn't just take that time. And so when it came time to go and do these things that other people saw as important, he was prepared and ultimately defeated Goliath.
Right.
You know, and went on to do all these other things. And God anointed David, you know, as this is a man after my own heart. This is who the king of Israel is going to be. And so it's just a cool part of the story that a lot of times we just read right over. But David is in that moment saying, hey, I've done the work when I was by myself.
Yeah.
I'm ready for this now. You know, and I think you have another way to illustrate that.
Yeah, I have a little way to illustrate this. What I have right here is just a little, what would you call this? I was going to say vase, but it's not a vase. A little pot. It's a mini pot. And it has soil in it. Now, if you've ever tried to plant a flower or any type of plant, you need to start with a seed, right?
I was going to say a banana.
No, I don't think so.
Elmer got me and him had a conversation about him knocking on my window all the time.
Yes, yeah.
And then we started talking about
bananas.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Talk about bananas. So you start with a seed. You take that seed and you put it down in the soil. Can you see the seed anymore?
No
seed. No, you put that seed down there in the soil and it gets buried for a little bit. It's by itself. You can't see it. You wouldn't even know it was there. But if you keep feeding it, give it water and sunlight, and make sure it has all the soil that it needs, it starts to sprout a little.
I'll get some extra water for it.
Thanks. It starts to sprout little leaves. And if you keep taking care of it, you keep doing that water, you keep the sunlight on it, eventually it grows and grows and grows. Oh my goodness, thank you. Thank you. It needed a little more water. Perfect.
There we go.
Oh, so this one hasn't sprouted its flowers yet, but look at it. It's preparing to.
It's getting really big.
It's getting really big, and pretty soon those flowers are going to bloom. But you have to take care of the seed that's inside here first. So it's kind of like taking care of ourselves when we're alone, not just when we're all together for church, or you have to have that personal relationship with God. You have to take care of yourself.
It's the things we do when no one's looking.
Right.
When no one's looking, are you preparing yourself to grow?
Right.
And I think that's the good main point today is be prepared to grow. Be prepared to grow, and be prepared to go. Yeah, be prepared to grow. And so part of that is water.
That's right.
And our water it's that relationship with God. So praying, reading our Bible, all of that great stuff that do you want to bring the little seedling one?
This one?
You feed all that by praying, but that's what David did. He spent all this time with God. He prayed, not read, but he prayed. He did all these things, just spending one-on-one time. It's the things that we do when no one's looking, when no one's around, that prepares us to grow. And there's no better time right now than to do that.
Exactly.
Like we have this extra time on our hands to do these things and to really focus in and be ready to, slay some Goliaths as they come. Not like the actual giant people, but whatever it is in our life, the things that come and try to stop us from doing all the things that God would have us to do, we can stand up and overcome them, from helping that kid at school that maybe no one talked to, and you go and be nice to them. Maybe, helping your neighbor, helping your parents, like all these things that maybe we think we can't do, you can.
Yeah.
And we can do anything through God who gives us strength.
That's right.
So we need to be prepared to grow.
That's right. Do the things you can now.
So what do we have for them today?
We're going to post a link below this video, and it has a game of bingo, but it has some tasks that you need to do to cross off that square in bingo. So it's just a fun thing, something that you can do while you're at home. Someone passed it on to us, so we want to pass it on to you, and hopefully it's something fun that you can do as a family and something to keep you entertained and grow.
Yeah,
in the process.
Sounds good. Then tomorrow we'll start a brand new devotion for the family devotions. You can check those out and just spend time growing. All these different ways are ways for you to just be like David. In those moments, be prepared to grow. Be prepared to grow. Be prepared to grow. All right. Are you ready to grow?
I'm ready to grow.
Well, let's say goodbye, everybody.
All right.
And we'll see you tomorrow at Family Devotions.
See you tomorrow.
Bye. Miss Kristen, grow.
No.
Are you growing?
Yeah, I'm growing.
Bye, everybody.